you know, it makes for a great story. All of the controversy, is he too this, is he too flamboyant?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most exemplary cases of celebrities becoming real-life heroes by going out of their way and sometimes risking their lives to help others.
And if I could just offer any help to the firehouse.
Number 20, Tom Hardy. This British actor may have played one of the most iconic villains on screen, but he is clearly not a fan of real-life bad guys. Back in 2017, while taking a casual stroll near his home in southwest London, Hardy ran into a man who had allegedly stolen a moped and crashed it into a car. Channeling his inner action hero, he chased the guy through gardens and across building units until he eventually caught him. Hardy even gave the alleged thief a quick pat-down for weapons and held him until the police arrived. Safe to say, he is not someone you'd want to cross paths with. Number 19, Danny Trejo. Los Angeles native Danny Trejo proved he's not just tough on screen when he helped save a child's life after an accident in 2019. Trejo was in the Sylmar neighborhood of LA when he witnessed a car run a red light and crash into another, flipping it upside down.
The grandmother was pinned in, so firefighters had to get her out. And in the meantime, Trejo and another person pulled that young boy out of the back seat who was trapped in his car seat.
After spotting a baby strapped to a seat in the overturned car, Trejo wasted no time and crawled through a window to help. With the aid of another bystander, they were able to get the boy out safely before firefighters arrived to free his grandma. Despite being hailed as a hero, the ever-humble Trejo insisted the real credit should go to the boy's car seat.
I want to tell you something. If that kid wouldn't have been in a car seat, it'd have been all over for him.
Number 18, Hannah Brown. This Miss Alabama turned bachelorette turned winner of Dancing with the Stars can now add lifesaver to her impressive resume.
The guy was being pulled downstream when Hannah sprang into action.
I don't know if I can lift him up.
In June 2020, while on a rafting trip in Tennessee with their family, Hannah Brown and her brother spotted a man in serious trouble. He had fallen overboard and was being dragged downstream by the current. Without hesitation, they leapt into action, grabbing the stranger and pulling him onto their raft. The dramatic rescue, which was captured on a helmet cam, was narrated on Twitter by the man's grateful girlfriend.
Then you can see his girlfriend row over to be reunited with the guy who fell over. How fun! Hannah Brown saved my boyfriend from drowning in the OC River today, his girlfriend says. Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Forget pageants and mirror ball trophies, this might just be Brown's most heroic title yet. Number 17, Patrick Dempsey. For about a decade, Patrick Dempsey saved lives on screen as the dreamy Derek Shepherd on Grey's Anatomy.
You're still you?
I'm still me.
Good.
In 2012, Dempsey took his heroics off-screen when a teenager named Weston Massett lost control of his car while driving, causing it to flip over in front of his Malibu home and trapping him inside. Dempsey didn't just watch from the sidelines. He rushed to the scene with a crowbar and fire extinguisher and rescued Massett from the wreckage. Even more, he remained by Massett's side until the paramedics arrived and airlifted him to the hospital.
I'm just really happy that he was there for me. Things could have been a lot worse if he didn't save me as soon as he did.
Guess if you play hero long enough, it really sticks with you. Number 16, Jon Bon Jovi. Some people save lives with their music, others through their actions. But Jon Bon Jovi proves he can effortlessly do both.
Jon Bon Jovi has been praised by police after he helped a woman in distress.
In September 2024, the rock legend showed he really meant it when he said he'd be there for you by stepping in to save a woman in crisis. The woman had climbed onto the ledge of the John Siegenthaler pedestrian bridge in Nashville, Tennessee, seemingly with the intention of jumping. Fortunately, Bon Jovi was shooting a music video on the same bridge and noticed her. He then walked over and was able to talk her out of her decision. A true rock star move from a real-life hero.
Oh my gosh, that is
Incredible story right there. I know, if you didn't like the guy already.
Number 15, Jeremy Renner. In January 2023, news broke that actor Jeremy Renner had been in a snowplow accident on New Year's Day that left him in critical condition.
Renner's nephew is heard telling deputies that Renner was helping him get that pickup truck out of the snow when Renner got out of the plow to check on him, but the plow kept moving.
But what many do not know is that Renner was actually trying to save his nephew's life when the accident occurred. The actor was reportedly pulling his nephew's truck with a snowcat when he noticed that the vehicle was sliding sideways toward his nephew. In the process of trying to stop or redirect the truck, Renner was crushed underneath, suffering blunt chest trauma and breaking over 30 bones. Thankfully, he was promptly airlifted to the hospital for life-saving surgery and has since made a full recovery.
Every single day for hours, he deploys his ferocious willpower to push through the pain, knowing how lucky he is to have the privilege of his health care and his family cheering him on.
Number 14, Julie Bowen. When Minnie John collapsed from exhaustion while hiking in Utah, she certainly didn't expect Modern Family star Julie Bowen to swoop in and save her life. But that's exactly how things played out.
My husband and my son said, okay, let's just wait here. I said, no, it's getting late. You just go, I'll just sit here and I'll wait for you.
While visiting Arches National Park with her family, John started feeling lightheaded and told them to go ahead without her. After sitting down to rest, she fainted and fell on her face, only to be awoken by the sound of Bowen's voice. The actress and her doctor's sister were also hiking in the park when they noticed John falling and rushed to her rescue.
And whether they were stars or not, I think anyone and everyone who helped, would be the same. They would be the greatest.
They assisted with dressing her wounds and helped call her family. Typical Claire Dunphy, always ready to handle any crisis like a pro. Number 13, Ray Davies. Known as the godfather of Britpop, Ray Davies forged a legendary career as the frontman and guitarist of British rock band The Kinks. Davies put his life on the line and became an unexpected hero during a trip to New Orleans in 2004. While walking with a female companion, the pair was accosted by two men who attempted to rob them at gunpoint. When the thieves snatched the lady's bag, Davies didn't hesitate. He sprinted after them. However, one of the men turned around and shot him in the leg.
Not a big-time incident. He was a criminal. I couldn't prosecute because he skipped to another state. I know his name, and I know his relatives, but I won't do anything about it.
Thankfully, the injury wasn't too serious, and he made a full recovery. Davies later recounted the wild incident in his 2013 book, Americana. Number 12, John Malkovich. John Malkovich has played many characters throughout his long career, but back in 2013, he stepped into the role of an actual hero when he saved the life of 79-year-old Jim Walpole.
The retired couple from Ohio had no idea it would be a life-or-death one, with an A-list star playing the role of hero.
A resident of Ohio, Walpole was visiting Toronto with his wife, Marilyn, when he took a nasty fall outside their hotel and slashed his throat on some scaffolding. Things could have easily turned tragic if Malkovich, who happened to be standing nearby, hadn't jumped into action. Along with two other bystanders, he applied pressure on the wound until paramedics arrived. Walpole was deeply grateful and initially thought the actor was a doctor, due to his quick thinking.
The couple headed home today with quite a story. Though they've never seen a Malkovich film, they say when they're back in Ohio, they've got some DVDs to buy.
I'm going to watch all of them I can.
But nope, he was just being John Malkovich. Number 11, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Some heroes just never retire. In 2004, Arnold Schwarzenegger had stepped away from Hollywood to serve as the governor of California, but he didn't hang up his action hero cape just yet. While vacationing in Hawaii that year, Schwarzenegger spotted a swimmer clinging to a boogie board, clearly in distress. Turns out he had suffered cramps all over his body and couldn't make it back to shore. Schwarzenegger apparently borrowed another boogie board and, we imagine, asked the man to come with him if he wanted to live. He then managed to guide the swimmer back to the safety of the beach, saving his life in the process. They don't call him the Governator for nothing.
Come with me if you want to live.
Number 10, Perry Saturn. In 2004, this professional wrestler encountered two men sexually assaulting a woman. Wasting no time, Perry Saturn, real name Perry Sadelow, fought off the perpetrators and saved the victim.
I did stumble up on two guys attacking a girl. I intervened, and I didn't think anything before, I just thought that was the thing.
Where was this?
In the process, however, he was shot multiple times, including once in the neck and once in the shoulder. The road to recovery was arduous, as Sadelow suffered significant injuries, had no medical insurance, became homeless, and ultimately grappled with substance use disorder.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end.
Fortunately, Sadelow would eventually recover from all of his troubles and return to wrestling in 2009. Inside and outside of the ring, Perry Saturn is a true champion in our eyes. Number 9, T.I. Standing on the ledge of a 22-story building back in 2010, a man was prepared to take his own life. When rapper T.I. heard about the jumper, he recorded him a special video message.
I just heard it on the radio leaving my house, so I made my way up toward this area.
According to Rolling Stone, the hip-hop star told the man, "Nothing is that bad. Nothing in life is worth taking your life. I'm here to help you. Please come down to talk to me." After hearing those heartfelt words, the man decided that life was indeed worth living.
Shortly after I did that message, that's when he came down.
While T.I.'s personal life hasn't been without controversy or legal issues, the rapper did notably prevent a similar situation involving fellow musician Scott Stapp 4 years earlier in Miami. Number 8. Garth Brooks. Upon spotting a grass fire heading towards the home of Ryan and Randall Cooper, Garth Brooks and another Good Samaritan leapt into action. The country singer helped escort the young boys to a neighbor's truck, getting them out of harm's way. On top of that, Brooks also pushed the Coopers' boat away from the raging fire. As for the Coopers' house, firefighters arrived in time to prevent the flames from reaching it. This gallant act certainly brings a whole new meaning to Brooks' song, Standing Outside the Fire.
Life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire.
Number 7. Tom Cruise. While driving one evening in Santa Monica, Tom Cruise came across a woman who had been struck by an unknown driver. Cruise immediately pulled over and called an ambulance, which he then followed to the hospital. The woman survived the accident, but unfortunately had no medical insurance. Seeing how Cruz reportedly made $70 million that year for the first Mission Impossible, he was happy to pay her $7,000 bill. While the tabloids haven't always been kind to Mr. Cruz, it's hard to deny he's a pretty awesome guy after hearing about this compassionate deed. Number 6. Jamie Foxx. In early 2016, a car skidded on a slippery California road and flipped over. Luckily for the driver trapped inside, Jamie Foxx just so happened to live close by.
Yeah. Now let's talk Cam, because that's who you're going for. Yeah. You got the dab. Let me see. You got it. You can do it.
This is my dad.
Hearing the accident, Fox called 911 and rushed over to the crash site. Along with an unidentified companion, the Oscar-winning actor helped pull Brett Kyle out of the burning vehicle. They arrived on the scene just in time as the car quickly went up in flames. Being the humble man he is, Fox doesn't view himself as a hero, though Brett's grateful father might say otherwise.
He's not a superhero, but I tell you, God had his hands on all of us during that.
Number 5. Werner Herzog. You might know of documentary filmmaker Werner Herzog, and you almost definitely know who Joaquin Phoenix is. Back in 2006, the Oscar-winning actor was unable to hit his car brakes and overturn the vehicle.
And I recognized him somehow, and he was desperately trying to light a cigarette upside down as he was between. And I said to him, "Man, relax." And he said, upside down, he said to me, "I am relaxed."
Flipped upside down, Phoenix found Herzog tapping on the passenger window. Herzog instructed him to stay calm, although the grim situation didn't seem to faze Phoenix. He even attempted to light up a cigarette while the gas leaked. Herzog proceeded to pull him to safety and returned home once Phoenix was in good hands.
So I never spoke about it until months later, Joaquin Phoenix spoke about it to the media. Only then I started to talk about it.
This encounter is every bit as bizarre as it is heroic. Number 4. Kate Winslet. In August 2011, a tropical storm ripped through the private Caribbean island where billionaire Richard Branson maintained a luxury home.
Early Monday morning, Tropical Storm Irene turned into a full-blown hurricane. The Virgin CEO's Necker Island home was one of the first casualties.
As luck would have it, Oscar-winning actress Kate Winslet was staying on the property when lightning struck the house and set it ablaze. Winslet swung into action, helping to evacuate everyone who was inside. In a standout move, she carried Branson's then 90-year-old mother in her arms and rescued her from the flames.
My mother's 90 years old, and in order, although she can walk, in order to speed the process up, she picked my mother up and carried her out.
Branson, who was staying in another property on the island, credits Winslet with saving his mother, and he's been singing her praises ever since. Number 3. Steve Buscemi. Now, here's a fun fact. Before he was a well-known character actor, Steve Buscemi was a New York City firefighter for 4 years. Following the September 11th terrorist attacks, Buscemi chose to take a break from acting and hopped back on board Engine 55.
I still have my turnout coat and helmet and gloves, and I brought that with me. And once I found my company, ended up working with them the rest of the day, and they invited me back the next day, and so I did that for the next few days.
Over several days, he took 12-hour shifts to help uncover survivors at Ground Zero. During one of the darkest periods in American history, Buscemi truly stepped up and did his part. Of course, the same can be said about all those courageous enough to join the FDNY.
Eventually, I was assigned to Engine 55. I grew, close to the guys that I worked with. They eventually found out that I had done stand-up and had been,
Number 2. Harrison Ford. From Han Solo to Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford has portrayed some of the most iconic heroes in cinematic history. Given his on-screen roles, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Ford is a hero in real life as well. Being a private pilot, Ford has been known to provide helicopter services during times of crisis. When 20-year-old Sarah George fell ill during a hike on Table Mountain, Ford came to the rescue. While flying in Ford's Bell 407 helicopter, the dehydrated George got nauseous. Fortunately, Ford had a cowboy hat for her to vomit in. There's a story she'll be telling for the rest of her life.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Vin Diesel. With the Fast and Furious movies and several other action flicks, Vin Diesel has established himself as a badass in the public's eye.
Got some serious balls, man.
I've been told.
Even if Diesel never became a movie star, however, he'd still be a man of action. While driving his motorcycle in 2002, Diesel witnessed a car crash with a family trapped inside. Diesel not only retrieved 2 young children from the back seat, but also guided the driver out of the car as well. Not too long after that, the entire vehicle went up in flames. Though Diesel's reputation hasn't been completely spotless, there's no denying that this was a stunt worthy of Dominic Toretto himself.
Glad I did it.
Which of these celebrity heroes inspires you the most? Let us know in the comments below.
Right away, we're told Ford pulled over, rushed over to her, helped pull her out, then waited for the paramedics.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.